Hey everyone, it's Elby here. How are y'all doing? Good to be here. So I was just on Hilda DC's live stream. It was a lot of fun, super active, super good. But I have some stuff that I need to cover. So I'm going to switch over to here. I hope you guys have all been having a great week. If you're new here, my name is Elby. I try to do a Sunday night live stream every weekend to kind of get ready for my week. The things that are important to me that week, we usually have a self-care topic. So different things we talk about. Usually I try to do that at the end. I try to take care of the planning business first, and then we kind of have fun, do some self-care planning. So that is my plan for today. I'm so glad that you're here. And really quick, let me move my phone over here. There were a couple things I wanted to talk about. The first one is just getting ready for my week. And if you guys follow Find Fitness with Sharon, you know she's doing like a kick sugar to the curb type thing. And that will be coming up for November. I'm super excited and for some reason super nervous about it. I don't know why. But that is okay. Hello, Derai TV. Did I say that correctly? Hey, Derek, good to see you here. Oh, Sharon's here. Yes. Okay, good. Because Sharon, oh my goodness, I am so excited about your kick sugar to the curb, and I'm so nervous about it because I don't know, like I'm starting to read food labels. I'm starting to learn that added sugar is like blatantly on there. And Misty's here. Yay. Great crowd. So I posted a video earlier today, but this morning I was like, well, I'm not going to start tracking my added sugars, but let me look at the creamer I use in my coffee. And there was 5 grams of added sugar in my creamer per tablespoon. I was like, seriously? Okay. Clearly I need this challenge. I'm kind of excited, kind of scared, kind of nervous. But yes. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate you coming in while you are editing. So I took this week, my planner. If y'all don't know, I do like a Silk and Sonder. And there's kind of a week ahead thing. And so for my meal plan this week, I still want to plan my meals because I think that's been pretty good. And I want to work on a grocery list because we haven't gone shopping for the week yet. But if you can see, it literally says added sugar log. I want to start tracking my added sugars for Sharon's challenge. And I'm hoping that I don't get scared and like not eat what I would normally eat just because of the added sugars. So hopefully I can kind of get a baseline of what I'm doing and understand that. So I'm super pumped about it. I really want to know what I'm doing with respect to added sugars, what I'm not noticing, because like I said in my video, I just look at the calories. I don't really look at what's in it. And I probably need to start paying more attention to all the other stuff in the food labels, as well as the ingredients. So those are 2 things. Jess Kaplan brought up, like artificial sweeteners, other things like that. Like they put so much in your food you don't even know about. So a little bit nervous, a little bit scared, but I'm kind of excited about this kick sugar to the curb challenge because I think it's really what I need. And I'm very happy that that is happening. So does fruit and wheat bread count? I'll let Sharon answer that, but my understanding is you can check the sugar in the wheat bread and the fruit doesn't count. Like it's natural sugar, so it doesn't count. But if Sharon wants to answer that in the chat, I will totally let her because she's the expert. She has made an intro video and then a couple more about this challenge. So go check out her channel. I'm going to, do I have my note open? So if you know, I usually do my plan with me and then I try to do like an after the stream where anything we talk about, I will link for people. So I will be sure to put the Find Fitness Sugar Challenge, Find Fitness with Sharon Sugar Challenge in there. And I'm also going to add the Derek Step Challenge because I think everyone's pretty excited about that. So I linked both of those last week. I'm going to do it again this week for anyone who's new here or wants to see what those challenges are about. But both those things, I think November is going to be pretty amazing. Those are 2 awesome things. And look at your hand. And that is, okay. Yeah, calories are calories. Yeah, so true. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat here. Yes, okay. So Sharon is going to be our sugar expert for the month, and Derek will be our step champion for the month. Both of those definitely excited about. Getting into how everybody's doing. So glad you guys are here. This is pretty exciting. And I am so excited about just my week in general, because I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for good eating, good food. It's the last week of October. And then if you look at how October's going, the 31st is on a Sunday. So we start November 1st on a Monday, which is pretty exciting. Let me double check that in my planner here, but I'm pretty sure November 1st is a Monday. Yes, which is just great. It's another fresh start for everybody. So this sugar challenge is basically only the first few weeks in November. So you still get your Thanksgiving off after learning some valuable lessons. Love that. The steps challenge will go through the entire month of November. And Derek, I love how you did the steps challenge this time with teams and captains. I think it's going to be a lot more fun. We have a little additional camaraderie, because the first time I did it, I was excited about people on my color team, but the past couple times I've just been excited for everybody in general. And I think you kind of promote that with the let's get 15 million steps. Love that. So if y'all haven't checked out Derek's journey, check that out. I will put it in the after the stream in the description so you guys can join that steps challenge if you want to. I guarantee it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, okay. Okay. Free for all in the next stream. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Sometimes you have to do that. I kind of did that this summer a little bit. So I think it's okay to cut loose every once in a while, as long as you can get back into it and don't just stay loose. And one of the things I did want to talk about as part of my self-care at the end of this stream is just how you get back into it when you've kind of fallen off the wagon. And not only how you get back into it, but how you break away from that all or nothing mentality. Like, I'm going to start on Monday. I'm going to start on November 1st. I'm going to start in 2022. How do you break away from that? So I am hoping at the end of this, when we talk about that, I can get some people's inspiration on what they feel about those things. So we will get there, though. Yes, the steps challenge is great. Hey, Shaisa Rai. Glad to have you here too. Okay. So you guys know I've been trying to have for October, like, I'll show you my color themes if you haven't seen them in my pens, but I'm trying to make my planner a color coordinated kind of thing. So these were kind of like the 6 colors I've been going with. And so I have pens that kind of coordinate that. I was trying to match the theme of the October planner. And I do have my November planner, but I'm still using October because we have a whole nother week. So that's good. But what I do want to look at is just the things that I'm eating this week. I thought last week I had a pretty decent plan for what we're going to do and what we're going to eat. Of course, we had some things change in our plans. That always happens, but it was still a really good plan. And I kind of liked how I did it with just thinking about, let me grab my recipe book from the 30-day challenge. Hang on. Okay, sorry. I really love this recipe book that I made, which is just everything from the 30-day challenge, but all in one notebook. But I liked having the plan because I think that eating has been so important in my 30 days or what I'm doing in October. So I'm really focusing on the food this month. Last month, I focused on the fitness. I had a really good Sweatember. I know I'm going to be super pumped about steps in November. But right now I'm really still focusing on what I'm eating. Fitness, Frank, you are here. Yay. I'm so glad you made it too. It's good to see you. Yay. Welcome. Yes, I do. Sharon, I love your recipe plans. I almost thought about printing another copy of these so I could keep one in the kitchen because I keep these kind of with me. I was like, oh, maybe Johnny should see these too. But this is like my go-to carry-around packet that I made for October. And I have really been liking it. It's even, I don't know if you saw my last video, but I was supposed to be camping with the scouts and we made our little foil packets of food. And I made salmon, even though I normally wouldn't make salmon in a foil packet for camping. But I thought, you know what? What would Sharon do? She would eat salmon and not the fried chicken, although I get the air fried chicken fingers and chicken nuggets, but no, she would be eating the salmon. So I put salmon in mine, which was fun. Yes, Shai Sarai, so glad you're here. Okay, yes, I can tell you've put a lot of thought into this because it's actually really useful as a reference. If you guys have not done this, go to fitnesswithsharon.com because it's literally, let me show you here's the summary page. So there's a summary page, which I have as page 2 in my thing, which has breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. Actually, snacks aren't on here. Snacks are in a different PDF, so I have those in here too. But I try to focus on the breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipes, and then she has snacks and desserts in another PDF, which is also in here. But the ones I really focus on are breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just use those to kind of give me inspiration to do a lot better with my eating, because I've kind of needed that this month, and it's been super helpful. If y'all didn't see my last video, I hit the milestone of a third of the way through 100-pound weight loss, which is pretty amazing. Still excited about that. But as far as my planning for the week goes, the chicken is a really good thing. I think we're going to do, I'd like to do the chicken and the salads again with spinach and strawberries, but I'd also like to get some just regular kind of like spring mix lettuce, because last week we just got the spinach, and there were a couple times where I wished I had the spring mix lettuce on hand, so I want to make sure I add that. So I'm adding it to my shopping list for the week. I'm literally real-time writing this down in my planner. So I believe those were really good recipes for us. We're also probably going to do a Taco Tuesday. And I think what I need to do is find a lower fat cheese. So, usually my family gets like a Mexican or a Colby Jack or something, that kind of cheese. But I'm going to add fat-free mozzarella, I think, this time, because you can get pretty low calorie with that. Again, I have no clue what the sugars or artificial sweeteners or anything look like in that. But Sharon, hopefully you address artificial sweeteners in some of your Kick Sugar to the Curb videos, because I'm curious what you think about those. I do like diet sodas and artificial sweeteners. I put Splenda in my coffee, so I would love to hear your input on that. Sugar should be none. Okay. Yes, low-fat cheese. Yeah, I know you can get fat-free mozzarella, and I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's good like on a pizza, but I think it's good for mixing with things. And then Parmesan is also another cheese that I found that's pretty low calorie. Yeah, fat-free has more sugar. Definitely watch the labels. Good point. Good point, Misty, because I think I'm going to get better about that in the coming few days, and then hopefully in the first part of November. Ooh, okay. Sharon's got us hooked up already. I don't even know why I'm asking. I should know that she's got this going on. Okay. So the chicken fajitas. So I didn't end up doing that last week because did you guys hear that there was like some onion salmonella kind of like scare or whatever? So I threw my onions away. And then I have the peppers that I didn't use and the onions. So I need to make sure the peppers are good or not. And if they aren't, then I can get new ones. But I'm going to put onions on my list. And then I'll put peppers as a question mark because those are really good to eat with the chicken. And also, let me remind myself what she has for the tortillas because I forget. See, I'm seeing avocado toast. I'm like, ooh, makes me hungry. But I know that's in the dinner. Yeah, so she does have regular tortillas. We like the, there's like low carb tortillas. I forget what the brand is, but we like to get those and they're low carb, low calorie. So I'm going to put low carb tortillas on here for our list. And then last week I did talk about Truvia or Stevia. Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. I need to get those. I usually use Splenda. But my sister does use the Truvia, I believe. And she said that it doesn't have the aftertaste of the generic Stevia. And she really likes it. So I should probably try that. I also, Misty did a monk fruit in her last keto mug cake. And so I want to try that and do that too, just to see what I think about it. I don't know what monk fruit even is or what the nutritional value is, but I know a lot of people talk about it as being a good alternative. So I figured it's probably worth a shot. I'm not sure. Craving sugar, I just cut back. Stevia for coffee, but cut out Diet Coke at lunch. Yeah, and cheese, I know we've talked about that before, Sharon, cutting out cheese. And I've gone through phases of like cheese obsession or cheese, it's not worth the calories when I'm calorie counting. So I kind of go up and down with that. I'm curious, honestly, I haven't looked at the sugar in any cheese, what that means for the sugar challenge. So I probably need to go back and kind of look at that. Again, I always just look at the calories, which is okay. But I think I need to go back and look at that too. I also couldn't find the Nature's Own keto bread. So I need to figure out how I feel about bread. There used to be a light bread from Nature's Own that I used, but I don't remember what it's called. So I need to see if I can figure that out. Right now we have a lot of just plain whole wheat bread, kind of generic stuff. And I really like a multi-grain bread that's super thick, calorie dense. I'm trying to get away from that. So I'm going to switch hopefully to the regular wheat bread, because we actually have a bunch of it at our house right now. And it's 70 calories a slice, so not the 40 calories a slice of what Sharon told me about, which is this keto bread that she has. But I don't need to buy bread this week because we have plenty of bread. It's all the just plain wheat. It's the generic HEB, which is our local grocery store brand. So do that. So I want to do that. So chicken, we're probably going to have tacos, like I said, just with ground beef, because it's a family favorite. We all love it. We'll probably do it. And then salmon, I need to add that to my list because salmon is also a family favorite, if you can imagine. This week I made it without Johnny, so I had to take the salmon off the skin, which usually yeah, 70 calories a slice. Yeah, okay. That's the one that we have. Well, it's a generic one, but it's 70 calories a slice, but the generic version from our grocery store. But yeah, I took the salmon off the skin. I was pretty proud of myself. It was a lot easier than I thought, because usually Johnny handles that part of the thing. I'm kind of weird I don't want to eat meat off the bone or fish off the skin, so he helps me with that. Just me being crazy. Other things, I think, so I still have tuna, I still have bread. What else would I need? I need to get kids stuff too. So my kids like pancakes, so we buy them like microwave pancakes, so when they're hungry in the morning, they can make pancakes. It's probably horrible, but that's what we do. And then bananas are also a kid's staple. We have apples. So I'm trying to think of what else we might need on our list. We're doing it. Okay, sorry, I'm catching up on the chat here. Oh, yeah, the 45 mozzarella sticks, yes. Yeah, we need Jenny to come on here. Everyone loves her. But, of course, we love you too, Derek. Very cool. So I kind of feel like I have a good plan for this week. This upcoming weekend, I need a few staples, let's say, but I think we have a good overall set of food that we're going to eat. So I think this list that I just made is pretty good for what I'm going to eat this week. Over the weekend, I think we're going to have a swim meet on Saturday, the 30th, yes, and then Halloween on the 31st. Hopefully that is not a crazy time. I've signed my boys up to do some volunteering. They know about it. And then for me, hopefully we can avoid the candy. We'll see. I think we're going to have a good time on Halloween, so I'm not super worried about it. Oh, Jenny's coming. Yay! Hopefully she can listen to us too. So I think for the weekend, it will be a little bit up in the air, but hopefully not too bad. So since we're talking about planning, I don't know if you saw, but I got my November. I'm going to put my food away. I got my November Silk and Sonder, and I'm looking at what's going on in November. I have not written in it yet. Still, we would love to hear, even if she has nothing to say, we would love to hear it. She should do it. So when I look at my November, for some reason, I have like weird anxiety, I don't know, about the first weekend in November. So I have a swim meet that's supposed to be both Saturday and Sunday, and then a scouting thing, which is at an indoor skydiving place, which is supposed to be super cool on Sunday. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to schedule my weekend with respect to the food. I think I should have a good handle on, but I'm kind of worried about just what's going to happen with the conflicting swim meet and then the scout thing and what I want to do that weekend, because Johnny's also going to be out of town because it's kind of opening weekend for deer season. So what I want to do, and I really struggle, like, how do you guys decide? I would love to, Jenny's here, yay. Okay, get Jane to sleep. I totally get it. I'm so glad you're here. Yay. Yes, indoor skydiving. Of course, I don't know anything about it. I've never done it, but the kids are going to be able to do it as part of this lesson that they're going to have. They're going to learn the physics of how they make these machines work. And I just think it's really cool. But I need to make it work with our swimming plans for the weekend. I think I can do both. It's just going to be really busy and stressful for me. So I need to think about that a little bit more after the live stream tonight and sign Hank up for his swim meet if we're going to do that. And then if I make him swim, Lulu's going to swim too, even though she's only 6. So she's kind of behind the times with the whole swimming thing, or not behind the times, too early for the times with the swimming thing. So I'm not super worried about what she does, but I'm trying to do what I think is best for Hank. It's always hard. But that weekend is just seeming kind of full, which makes me worry that I'm going to sign up for too much. So I still don't know what I exactly want to do with that weekend. And then just coming up in November, obviously I want to be watching what I'm doing with my sugar. So my plan I'm going to switch back to my weekly thing. I kind of showed it earlier, but I was trying to make like an added sugar log. And so I want to, every day and every meal, Sharon suggested we do at least 3 days before November 1st, not including Halloween, of giving her or understanding our own sugar intake. I don't think we have to send it to her. I need to look at that again. But just understanding what our sugar intake is. And so this or that for Halloween. Okay, yeah. My kids love the this or that. I need to record it. Sometimes I do with my kids, but they're in like their pajamas and it's inappropriate. So I need to maybe in their Halloween costumes we could do a this or that. That would be hilarious. But for some reason, my kids just really respond to the this or that videos. And Lulu even asks for them. So we did the, whenever you release that ice cream cone or ice cream sundae, then Lulu was always like, I want to watch this or that. I want to watch this or that. And what's so funny to me is that, so she sees me doing online videos on the TV and I don't even think about it. It's just something I do. Even after they go to bed, sometimes they come down, they still see me doing it. They want to participate or they at least watch me. Get that editing done, Derek. Because we can enjoy it too. It was Labor Day. Okay, it's probably been a while. But then today I actually left my bedroom and I saw Lulu. She was watching YouTube on my cell phone, we call it the red phone. She was on the red phone watching YouTube and it was like a kid's yoga video. I don't even know how she found it, but she's sitting there with her legs like this, with her hands on her knees, like all calm. It's like, are you doing yoga? So she found her own little video to follow. And I was like, oh, that is so cute because she's replicating what she sees me do. And it's kind of impactful to think about that, right? Like she saw me or she sees me doing all these videos. Sometimes she joins me, sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she sneaks watching and then tells me about it later. But she sees me doing these online videos and now she's finding it herself. So I just think it's so cute that that's what she thinks is normal behavior for somebody is, oh yeah, you watch videos on YouTube of people exercising and you enjoy them. So I'm actually super happy about that. It actually does make me happy that Lulu is replicating that behavior in me because I am sure I have a bunch of behaviors I do not want her to replicate. So I will take that. So yes. And hopefully all my kids are seeing that. I still want to have my older son I would love to do run a mile with him every day and then do some push-ups and sit-ups because he doesn't play sports or anything like that. And I think it'd be really good for him just to understand the importance of, even though it's not for a specific team purpose, to have that kind of lifestyle. So I kind of want to go into that. Yay, Mrs. VSNC09. I just saw you in Hilda's live stream. It is so great that you're here. I appreciate that. So this is my Sunday night playing with me. We just did, since you're new, I'm guessing, my kind of grocery list and some of the things I want to eat. I already threw it on the floor, but I have a list of recipes from Find Fitness with Sharon's website of things I'm trying to follow this month. And working on that kind of planning is what I'm doing right now. So having fun with it, enjoying it. And I am making a sugar log for the Kick Sugar to the Curb challenge. And if you guys don't know, or if you didn't realize, if you remember, I had a dog. She passed away in February. I had to put her down. But her name was Sugar. And so it's so funny for me to be kick Sugar to the curb. And half the time when I'm messaging people or responding to things, I'm always capital S because it was always a name to me, like the name of my dog. So I clearly had a sugar obsession. I must have liked sugar a lot because that's what I named my dog. And I'm excited to try this challenge and hopefully come out on the other side of it not so addicted to the sugar. So we will see. But I don't know if I haven't shared that really with respect to really with, if you're asking about my dog, yes, my dog's name was Sugar. I have a picture of her. I'm going to show it to you guys just because I love her so much, even though she's gone. It's on my wall, and I have these 2 things stacked on her, like a little Nebraska. Yay. And then the Trust Your Journey thing. And then, Johnny had this made for me, I think in 2011, but this is a picture he had painted of my dog, Sugar, that I love. So always happy to show this off because I love my Sugar Bee. But yeah, clearly I had a problem with my name. I named my dog Sugar. Oh yes, you remember. Okay, I'm so glad. Yeah, I know, Misty. I think keto probably helps you so much with getting over the sugar addiction since you're looking at carbs and sugar kind of falls into that bucket. And since I've been a calorie counter, I haven't really looked at the sugar content of things or where that kind of an addiction falls. I only look at numbers when I do that. And I don't know if it puts me at a disadvantage because obviously the lower calorie things are the natural fruits, vegetables, that sort of thing, like a lot of vegetables. But I do think that the low carb or the keto people have an advantage just because sugar is already kind of like outside of what they do. So yes. Okay. And thank you guys so much for your love for my Sugar Bee. She was my soul puppy. So thank you. All right. And I'm going to jump into, it's 8:26. Okay, cool. So last time we talked about this patience bingo that I was doing in my planner. And one of the things was creating a vision board. And you guys, we talked about how I'm very goal-oriented. And one of the things I probably need to do is stop looking at future goals and start looking at what kind of lifestyle I want to live. And Mitch and Carlynn from Mitch and Carlynn was here. And she really kind of opened up my eyes to the importance of looking at the lifestyle I'm living and the lifestyle I want to live and what small changes I can make with respect to that. So I decided I was going to make a vision board, and I did not do it in the last week. I have like a lifestyle page in my planner. I put a pretty stenciled lifestyle, but I haven't added anything to it. But it's kind of overwhelming for me to think about like what I want to do to make this lifestyle something that's a permanent thing. It's not like just a goal of losing X number of pounds. It's this is the way I want to live my life. And so I've been really thinking about that. And I'm going to get to it when it comes to my like kind of the self-care topic I want to talk about at the end of the hour, which is just how you get over some of these hurdles or when you're in a down thing or when you can't get started on something. But another thing I kind of failed on that we talked about last week is I just kind of stopped tracking my habits. Like it's the 24th, it's here. I stopped tracking my habits like after the first week in this planner, and I've been tracking my moods. I don't have a problem with that, but the habits, for some reason, I have not been tracking my habits. So when I look at this week, and the way that I always see this planner is the first 2 pages of the week look ahead, and then the second's kind of like your tactical, how you're going to handle the week. So when I look at this week and I have all these, the planner is just so perfect for what I need right now, which is they give you a week of habits and a goal for how many you want to do that week. So this week, I kind of want to think about the habits that I want to have as I leave October, because this is the last week in October. And we're going to start a new month in November. And to me, it is so much easier to put in a new habit or do something new, that kind of thing, when you go into October. Another thing we talked about last week was this Manifesting Hope meditation series. I didn't start it in the last week. But what I'd like to do is make that maybe a November thing. It's a 22-day, I think, series. And the kind of way that Find Fitness with Sharon has set up her thing is it's basically the first 3 weeks of November. It's not even getting you to commit to a full month. So I'm thinking if I can do her challenge, obviously the steps challenge is going to be great. I'm super excited about that. And then also meditating, then I can make those some of the habits that I'm hoping to pick up as we go into November or at the start of November. But looking into this last week of October, I just don't know what I think I should kind of focus on this last week. And I'm curious, hey, Frugal Mama, I'm super curious how you guys, like when you come to the end of something like this, like it's the end of the month, I feel like I've had a really good success. If you missed it, I have lost 1/3 of 100 pounds, like so far, which is really awesome. But what kind of big things do I really want to focus on at the end of October as I go into a brand new month where I have the 3 things that I want to focus on now, or the new things I want to focus on are going to be those, the sugar. How am I going to kick sugar to the curb? That's super important to me. I want to get all of my steps in, and then I want to start doing this meditation. I should have started the meditation already, but for some reason I'm like, November 1st, I'm going to start meditating. So I kind of need to figure out those things. I am, but I don't know what I want to be motivated about this last week. So I have one more week in October. So I'm super excited to kind of figure that out. And of course, I don't have to figure it out now, but I did put one of my goals for the week is just to get ready for November, which is going to happen. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Let me catch up on some comments here. Oh, Misty, I know you have done so well. Misty is like a picture of success. So if you want to see success, just go to Your Pal Misty and you will see it. She's definitely inspiring when it comes to just anything with weight loss or making big changes in your life. And anyway, love you, Misty. I don't want to go into your channel so much without your thing, but focus. Tracking sugar is good. So I want to track sugar, but I want to be honest with myself on what I would normally have. So I don't want to cut out. I just noticed today that my creamer has added sugar into it. So I don't want to cut that out this week because I want to make that my baseline to understand what I was actually doing. I'm going to be cutting it out in November though, at least the first 3 weeks. So I need to kind of figure out, Misty, you are being the best you can be, definitely. We all appreciate that, obviously. So I'm trying to figure out what's important to me in this last week of October. Should it be doing something extra, something additional, just keeping the course, getting ready, just not gaining weight for a week? I don't know. With Halloween, that's kind of a challenge too, right? Because I kind of have a sweet tooth and it's kind of candy season. And so we've had additional candy around the house. So maybe that is a good goal, just to kind of not gain any weight over the next week or through this week. Yeah, this is a week. Yeah, I still have a week left. This planner goes from Monday through Sunday. So technically I have a full week left that I need to be good in October and withstand those temptations. So, honestly thinking about it, I think water might be a good goal because I feel like when I drink a lot of water, I make less eating mistakes. So pens out. I think I'm going to put, what do you guys think? A gallon or a half a gallon goal a day? When I do a gallon, it takes a lot of effort, but I also think it's very filling and it works. So should I go crazy for a week and just say a gallon of water for a week, a day? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe I can go crazy for a week on just water and make that my focus of the week. Something to stand out and do something different. I'm a little bit worried about Halloween, as you can imagine. And then on the 30th, we're going to be away from the house for most of the day. And so I'm also worried about that. Be up all night pink. See, but I'm okay with that. If it's helping me achieve my goals, I will get up as much as I need to. Start with a half and then go up, but the opposite will, yeah, true. Okay. Maybe I should make it a goal. You know what I should do? Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make habit number 1, a half gallon, and habit number 2, a full gallon, and make that my stretch goal. So that is what I think my plan is. So that way I can at least have better success with the half gallon, but if I want to stretch it, I will do the full gallon. Yes, we're talking it out. This is why this is so good for me, because you all are amazing. I'm literally writing in my planner. Drink 1/2 gallon of water, and then drink 1 gallon of water. And what I was thinking about doing, because I was thinking about how can I use this last, like, habit tracking thing, you can actually put, in the way this works, your goal number, and then you can track how many you do that week and then your total to see how you meet your goal. So what I was thinking might be fair is that I give myself like a 5 or 6 for the goal and not, okay, good night, Sharon. Thank you for joining us. And thanks for all you do in general. Appreciate it. I am thinking about doing, okay, yay. Thanks, Sharon. I mean, thank you for putting the 30-day thing together. You're the one doing all the hard work here. So appreciate that. But maybe I'll put like 5 or 6 days. I'm not sure yet, just to make that my goal. And that way, maybe 5 days, because that'll get me through the week and then see what happens after that. And I can always exceed my goal. So I think I'm going to put my goal for both of those as 5 days a week. And then it gives me a little flexibility if something doesn't work out, that kind of thing. So I'm putting that for those. I think the other, this pen does not work very well right now. Sharing, you're too sweet. So the other thing I think I want to do is, as we're getting kind of ramped up for Derek's step challenge, I honestly think I should make the 10,000 steps thing a goal. I've had it for my monthly habit tracking goals, but I haven't been tracking my monthly habits for some reason. I don't know what my deal is. It just hasn't been working out for me to think that long-term block of things. So I think with the weekly, I think that should work a little bit better. So I'm going to put 10,000 steps. And I mean, it's not November yet. So I'm going to say we're going to do that 5 days instead of all 7. But November, you better believe we're going to have to make that the goal for 7 days a week, because Derek's Steps Challenge is just getting like massive. Which I do appreciate. And I'm so excited to find out what team I'm going to be on. But I am putting 10,000 steps as my other thing. I think, and then I think I'll put track added sugar as my last one, even though I have 5 spots. I think I only need 4. And I'm going to put that as a goal for 3 days this week. Seriously, like, I wrote that in here, track added sugar, and I capitalized sugar because that's my dog's name, or was my dog's name, and that's how I usually write sugar. Lowercase sugar, not the dog. I'm going to track how much sugar I eat 3 days, which is the goal for the Kick Sugar to the Curb challenge. So I think that is my plan there. And then 3 major goals for the week. So if I look at that, the only one I had so far was get ready for November. I've kind of taken the last page of my planner here, and I've started to think about, like, what are my thoughts for next month? It is my birthday, so I want to celebrate my birthday with creativity and not food or alcohol or those kind of things. If you didn't see, I had some pens that I bought. I talked about them last week, but my new pens for the month of November. So I bought a 50-pack of pens, which should be here somewhere. Oh, they're right here. So I bought these new pens. I'm super excited about them. So I kind of swatched them all, or whatever you'd call it. But my planner is going to be amazing with all the colors. I don't know how I'm going to implement it yet, because my current set's like a smaller set. And of course I've pulled out like all of my theme colors for the month, but this should be good. I'm pretty pumped about it. So that's another thing for the month of November. And then I had the Steps Challenge and the Kick Sugar to the Curb. And that's all kind of like my big November plans so far. But I do think that one of the things I want to focus on is how I'm going to do a great job doing what I need to do for myself in November. Very excited about November. Even though I'm getting older, it's still going to be exciting. And then the other kind of areas that this planner talks about, obviously I'm still working on my patience bingo, which is just from the Silk and Sonder app, and I've transferred it into this thing. But some of the things that I don't know if I'm going to be able to do or not, like plant something. I don't know if I'm going to plant anything unless you call like kicking the old pumpkin that's rotting into the flower bed to try and grow new pumpkins. I'm totally about that. That might be the only planting I do. Oh, thanks, Derek. Yes. Okay, good. Sorry, catching up on comments. Bake a fall treat. I'm not a big baker. I do like to cook things. So maybe my fall treat could be like the muffins that Stephanie or Stephanie 1975 underscore SW had with, instead of doing tuna, I want to do ham. I just haven't done that because I don't have ham. Then I ate all my cottage cheese. Now we have ham. So maybe I should add cottage cheese to my grocery list. Doing that now because that makes sense, because then I can make those, because we have eggs. And then one of my girlfriends, she went to like a free range bougie kind of poultry farm, got a bunch of eggs, and so she's going to bring some over so we can try them too. So I will try them. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them in the muffins or not, since I'm mixing it with a bunch of stuff, but I will be getting a lot of eggs. And then some of these things like admire or buy a new plant. I admire pine trees. Prepare a meal. I kind of do that, but I don't know if it counts as this. So I kind of need to figure out what I'm going to do for this bingo. Kind of got off track there. It's okay. So we're approaching the end of the month. But when I looked at this, I also want to talk about like this week I want to feel. And I think that's kind of a big thing this week, because knowing my personality, as we get to the end of the month, it's really easy to say, okay, well, I cheated on XYZ today. So I'm just going to restart on Monday, November 1st, a perfect restart day, and not worry about this last week. And so I think that this week I want to feel really needs to be centered around staying on track and not giving up. So I don't know if there's a one word for that, or if I can just write staying on track and not giving up. But I think this is like the perfect storm of, hey, we're just coming out of the weekend. There's only 1 week left, and then another weekend, which is already going to have a lot of candy. So November 1st is my new start date. And big long-term thing, that's not achieving my goals to give up for a whole week just because November 1st is on a Monday kind of thing. So I think that one of the things I really need to focus on for this week is to stay on track. So if I want to feel motivated, if I want to feel active, I'm not really sure, but the way I want to feel this week is kind of centered around not letting that all or nothing mentality get to me. So that's kind of where I am with that. So I haven't filled that out yet, nor have I filled out my weekly to-do list. But I'm super happy with my habits and activities. I'm super happy that I'm going to track my sugar, even though I'm super scared about it. And then the other thing that's kind of in this weekly look ahead is the mind/body health plan. Obviously, face mask is one of the things I haven't done on my bingo, and I want to be able to do that for sure. That's kind of an easy one, though, because I like doing those, and so that's pretty easy to make the time for. Let's see if there's anything else on here. Take a mental health day. That's kind of hard with everything I have going on in my life. I need to make that vision. I need to make my vision board so I can show it to Carlynn and have her be proud of me. We'll see. And then another good one on here that I don't know that I can make the time for. Plant killers here. I bought a fake plant. It's not, usually I have it right here, but I moved it. I don't know where it went. I need to figure out where I put it. But that's okay. No one has to keep plants alive all the time. One other square here is forgive myself for a small mistake. So if your plant dies, that's a forgivable offense. But the other thing, where was it that I was just saying? Oh, watch the sunrise. I haven't done that in a really long time. I think my favorite time that I've watched the sunrise was when we were staying in Galveston at this RV park we like. And Blue was a puppy. And the first few times that she went down there before she busted her knee, like Adventures of Deanna's dog did, I would take her down to the beach for the sunrise. And she loved it because when the beach is fresh, I loved it because you can see like where the crabs have been that night. There's so much more you can see on the beach before everyone gets there and kind of contaminates it for the day. So I love that. You can see the sun coming up over Galveston Bay from where I live is where the sunrise comes up. And it was just really pretty. And so I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to do that in the next week. That seems pretty difficult. And I don't think I have a beautiful sunrise from where I live because there are houses in the way. But maybe instead of doing that, maybe I can watch a video of a sunrise that I've enjoyed in the past. Because I did take a video of a beautiful sunrise over Galveston Bay. And it is my happy place. So maybe I'll kind of modify that in my patience bingo as something calming and relieving to myself. We will see. I think that's it. Let me think about if there's anything else jumping in here that I have that I might need to plan. I think I covered my bills on Friday, which is good. And then I still need to decide what I'm doing with that swim meet. I have until midnight to decide if I'm going to do it or not for that. But I guess maybe it's time to jump into my topic, which is how do people handle that all or nothing mentality or the giving up? What gets you motivated to get back into it? So obviously we talked about this week, I'm going to try and increase my water intake and kind of focus that. Like if I go into the kitchen for something to eat, maybe I should just get my big old gallon water bottle out and focus on that. But what do you guys do to focus whenever you kind of fall off the wagon or you kind of feel demotivated or not wanting to deal with it until the future? You're putting it off. You want to wait till the next day. I would love to hear if anyone has any tips on how they handle those kind of situations, because it is kind of a rough mentality. It's easy to get into that mentality and it's easy to get stuck into it. I definitely got stuck into that mentality after I finished my master's degree this summer. I got a finance degree. We went on vacation. I was having a really good time and I kind of just got off track. So what do you do to get back on track? Waiting will just, Misty, love it. Okay, waiting will just make it harder. That is so true. Because the longer you wait, the harder it really is. I remember when I was in high school, I played basketball. And I forget what the exact numbers were. But I recall my coach saying something along the lines of, it takes 3 days for you to get out of shape, but 5 days for you to get back into shape. Whatever that means for a high school basketball player, I'm not even sure. But setting a new goal after, okay, I'll get to that in a second. But I remember thinking, okay, if I take a long weekend off and I don't exercise at all, then it's going to take me longer than I took off to get back onto track so I can be a good basketball player. Again, I don't know how true that was. It might be when you're playing daily sports, that kind of thing. But it stuck with me. If I had a 3-day weekend or we didn't have a practice on a Friday or a Monday, I was always like, I have to do something. I can't just sit here for 3 days in a row because that's when you get out of shape again. So I took that to heart when I was in high school, that the timing of being off versus getting back on is not in your favor when you do that. And then I like what Shai Sabrai said. It was, I have to trick myself into setting a new goal after I fail. I mean, I literally just wrote down drink a half gallon of water every day. So I totally am there. I agree. I think I need something to not just get me back on track, but just to distract my thinking. That's kind of where I'm with this. If I walk into the kitchen and, oh, look, there's a stick of cheese I can eat. Or I could work on my other goal of drinking water. So I think kind of like what Sarai is saying is to get back into something like making water the focus of what I'm doing, since clearly focusing on food or focusing on whatever else isn't working. I like that. And then let's see what Misty says here. At least do a little bit of a change. Every little change helps. I agree with that. And something that was really powerful to me last week when I was doing this live stream is Carlynn was on. And she talked about how she and Stephanie both talked about how when they wake up every day, they live for that day. And their goals for that day are what can they do to achieve, this is Carlynn's words, but achieve the lifestyle she wants. So she's not looking at her long-term goal of whatever. Like, she's not worried when she wakes up about, well, how am I going to pay off my house in the next 15 years? No, she's worried about what am I going to do today that's going to build a healthy habit or build a habit towards the lifestyle that I'm interested in. And it was so powerful to hear what she had to say, with just saying that when you every day you should be using that opportunity to build the habits that you want to have for the long term, instead of just looking so far out in the future where you're saying, oh, if I skip 2 more days, I can still make that future goal. No, it's what am I going to do today to build the lifestyle that I want tomorrow? And I so appreciated that perspective she had. And that's what's kind of getting me, of course, I'm starting on November 1st, but doing this manifesting hope. I put it in the after the stream last week, but I can put it in the after the stream for this week too, just because the way that she talked about it, it's an Oprah and Deepak Chopra joint meditation. They're about 20 minutes a day that you can do for 20 2 days maybe. But it just sounds like something that would be so worth it for me. She's done it multiple times, and she has such great advice on when you're meditating, it's okay to let your mind wander. That's what you're doing, working through your thoughts. Just super inspirational. If y'all haven't checked out her channel, I'll add that too. It's Mitch and Carlynn. She and her husband are making life better for all of us. I mean, making their lives better and sharing it with us. So let me see here. If I skip a day. Yeah, for some reason. Okay, might as well do at least 5 minutes. I love that. That's why I really like the 5-minute challenge, because I was always like, no matter how bad I felt, okay, I can do 5 minutes. Wake up every day and say, I'm going to do the things today that I know will help me and make me feel good. Yeah, Carlynn is so great. I have always been such a long-term perspective kind of person that it's been really hard for me to live in the now, I guess. And I was even joking last week about how things that I really want to do that I could live in the now and could plan the short term, I haven't done. Like, if you didn't know, I want to go to Monument Valley. I haven't done that. I've had that. It was in my 2020 vision board kind of thing that I had. I wanted to go almost 2 years ago. It was a goal of mine to go there, and I still haven't gone there. So I think that I need to kind of not just focus on those things, I guess, because I'm not even getting that. If I really wanted to do that, it should be simple, right? Like, I should find a way to get to Monument Valley, but I haven't. But I love the idea of thinking about what kind of lifestyle do I want? Do I want to be someone who has healthy eating habits, daily exercise, daily meditation? There's so many things that you can do. And I'm so disappointed in myself. Like I showed earlier, I don't know if you were here or not, but I showed my habit tracker on my Silk and Sonder, and I just kind of quit after 6 days. I did 6 days of habit tracking in this thing and then just stopped. And I don't know what the deal is, but I'm going to try and track my habits this week because I do want to build a healthy lifestyle. I love that idea. I think it's just so great. Little micro things to focus on that can long-term develop good habits. Meditation is a time to focus on what I'm thinking more so than focusing on not thinking. Yeah, I like that too. I don't even know what I'm thinking. I used to do that. When I was younger, I would run, and I kind of use that as a time to clear my mind. And now when I run, I like to listen to music, do those kind of things. And I still feel like I really clear my mind because even if the music's playing in the background, there's no distraction. And I think in my daily life, there is a lot of distraction. I try to kind of clear this hour of my life, but you guys know there's never a no distraction type living, is there? Things are just going on all the time. I don't even know where my phone is. I don't think it's in here, but if it were in here, oh, it is in here. Okay. It would be beeping and blinging and going off. And even today I was listening to someone, they were talking to me, and I realized I was like replying to text messages on my computer while they were talking to me. And I'm like, how rude am I? Well, how am I not listening? And one of the things that I went to like an adult group at my church this morning, and what they do is during the kids' Sunday school, they have a group for parents. And today the theme was listening. And are you really listening to people? And how do you know you're listening to people? And it was really thought-provoking to me because they talked about, for one thing, multitasking and how people think they're good at multitasking. And those are the people that are the worst at multitasking because they're really missing on things that they don't even realize they're missing out on. It's like, okay, that's kind of important. Or how when you're doing something, even if it's watching a YouTube video or looking at Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're looking at, and someone says something to you and you're so into what you're doing that you don't give them your attention, then how does that make them feel of their importance to you versus seeing what random strangers are just popping up on your phone are doing? And so it really made me think about listening. I feel like, oh man, I need to take some listening classes or something just to become a better listener, because I don't think I'm that great of a listener. It's easy for me. I might be watching one of your videos and then someone comes up to me and says something. It's like, no, I want to focus on this. I'm in the middle of this video, or I'm into this. But what am I doing there if I'm putting off people in my real life to listen to a YouTube video or vice versa? So doing one thing at a time is probably something that we should all strive for. Let me see multitasking is a myth. Yep, your brain can't focus on multiple things at once. Misty has opinions, yes. I love it. And so I just feel like you're doing someone a disservice then when you're multitasking. And it's rude, like, right? It's just rude to be multitasking. So I kind of appreciated that this morning when I was at church and just reminding me of how can I be a better listener? What can you do? And of course they give you, like make eye contact, which they also pointed out that kids today don't really learn. Like they don't learn to go up to someone and shake their hand and look them in the eye. And which is also like, man, I need to teach my kids to shake someone's hand and look them in the eye. And I do tell my kids, like, you're really focusing on someone when you look them in the eye. So my second son, he is in swim. And we talked about how do we know he's paying attention to his swim coach. I'm like, if you're looking him in the eye when they're talking, that's a sign that you're listening. And I just kind of feel like that's kind of gone by the wayside a lot of times for kids because they interact like I'm interacting with you right now. I can't look you in the eye. And I try to, sometimes I look at the screen, sometimes I look over here, but I try to look at my camera so I can look you in the eye when I'm serious. But again, that doesn't mean you're even looking at the screen when I'm talking, right? So you never know. The eye contact thing is horrible. Okay, let me see here. Same, we got to get into a habit where I need to be doing at least 2 things at once. I hear you. Workout video, put a show on and listen on the workouts. Oh my gosh, I have so been doing that. I will, sometimes I will make a playlist or a cue, like, oh, I need to do this video, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to do XYZ to accomplish this. So totally guilty of that too, like during the workout videos. And then I'm not even listening to what the workout video says. I'm literally listening to something else and following the motions of the workout video, which I'm telling myself is okay, but really, am I connecting to that video? Probably not. Probably still exercising, right? But it's not the intent. So I totally get it, Sarai. Totally get it. You're doing 2 things really quickly. I also totally get it. And I am the worst at having 3 tasks at a time. So I was thinking about, like, Sharon always talks about compound exercises, like while you're doing your crunch, you're lifting your leg, or while you're doing this, you're doing that, that kind of thing. So she does compound exercises. And I'm like, oh, am I doing compound activities? While I'm doing this, am I doing something else at the same time and making better use of my time? And I think there are opportunities for that. I think that like when I take my daughter to swim practice, I don't need to sit there and screw around on my phone for 40 minutes or 20 minutes is really what we end up doing. I could probably be like on an exercise bike or a treadmill or walking the track, that kind of thing, instead of just staring at my phone. So that'd be a good use of my time. I'm already stuck there. I have nothing to do. So yeah, go do that. But if I need to watch my daughter swim and the whole time I'm doing crunches or squats or whatever, that would be a bad use of time because you're not really focused on both. Misty, it's okay if you have music going and playing through work or music playing and going through work emails. I totally get it. It's definitely okay. You're not offending me. I'm just so glad you're here because you are very entertaining and you make everyone happy. So you're making me happy just by being here. I appreciate that. Mostly enough to know what's going on. Yeah. It's okay. Obviously, I went through a phase where I would watch people's YouTube videos with the closed captioning on when I was in bed, so I didn't wake up Johnny. But I would just watch and see what the closed captioning told me, which is kind of funny sometimes because it doesn't always get it right. That's okay. But I would, I'd go through and be like, oh no, I want to watch this video, but it's like 10 at night and I'm in bed and they don't allow for closed captioning. How am I going to watch this video? So totally get it. Now, here's what I do. I wear my generic AirPods because I lost my real AirPods at the start of the pandemic. So I wear these in bed and then I can watch videos with sound now. So much better. I feel like it's a whole new chapter in my life. Although these things kind of suck compared to the real AirPods, but another day, another story. They were cheap. I did lose my AirPods like a year and a half ago at the start of this whole thing. Yay, Misty. The closed captions are pretty good, yes. So I have this couch that eats things. My best friend, she had a divorce it was a while ago, but they lived in this big, whatever house. And when they split up, they both got smaller houses, apartments, whatever. They couldn't take this huge couch. So she was like, hey, he's taken 2 sections of this couch. Do you want the rest of it? I'm like, sure. We have like a hand-me-down couch from Johnny's grandparents. We can totally replace that. So we get this couch. And Johnny and his buddies all bring it over, hook it all up because it's got the modular pieces that all snap and hook up together. And while I was digging in this couch, like I was finding things like the most random things you can possibly imagine in a couch. So you find some kid toys. Okay, I can expect that. I found like, you know how when you are in the bathroom and you change the toilet paper roll and there's that tube that kind of like shrinks on itself. You can like push it in, put the roll on it, and then push it back out and pop out and locks in. I found one of those in the couch. I found clothes. I found a comforter. This couch is insane. It eats everything. And it has eaten my family's like couch pillows, all kinds of stuff. I think I lost my cell phone for about 4 months. It was in the couch. One day it somehow wrestled itself out of there and Lulu found it behind the couch. We were like, oh, my phone. I literally lost my phone for 4 months in this couch. So I'm pretty sure my AirPods are in there. And we have a, what's the Google TV thing? Chromecast. We have a Chromecast, and I'm pretty sure the remote to the Chromecast is also in this couch. Yes, it was a comforter. It was a children's comforter, but it was a comforter. It was huge. I pulled it out and I'm like, how do you lose this in a couch? This couch is insane. I wish I was lying, but we've had like big, like 18 by 18 pillows that just go into it. I don't know. I'm never going to buy a couch like this. Like, it's insane. It makes me afraid of couches. And makes me want to put like a cover on every couch. I don't know if you can see, I have a chair, like a recliner here. It's like a lazy boy I got when I was pregnant. I have the tan thing. Well, I have a blanket, obviously the wine safari, but I have a tan blanket over it because when I lose a pen, I'm like, oh, I want to feel here because it can only go into a certain area if I lose something or drop something. I love having a blanket covering that couch because it helps me realize if I lose something in it or not. But my family room couch like eats things insane. So I think there is a remote control in there, and I don't want to pay to replace this Google remote. It's like $25 to buy a new one plus shipping. So I don't want to pay that, which is really annoying for my kids who can't control the TV now because they don't have phones. But yes, the couch is insane. I prefer to cover things. That's just my personal opinion. But we have a new couch in we call it the man cave. It's like an enclosed porch area. And that, I don't know if it can eat things, but we don't let it eat things. So we keep things off of it. But the main family room couch is definitely an eater. So totally off topic there. Sorry. But I would bet money that if you flip that couch upside down and cut it all apart, my AirPods would fall out of it. Not going to buy new ones. Okay. So that is what I wanted to talk about, is just how you get out of those funks. So I really appreciate you guys kind of participating and helping me ramble through it all there. Because there is a lot to think about, and I so suffer from that all or nothing mentality. I don't want to be there, but I'm there. And so I'm super happy. Just let me flip back to this month of the 3 goals that I had, which were just to track the added sugar with no shame. I should remind myself of that. To drink extra water, and I made a reasonable goal and a crazy goal of 1/2 and 1 gallon, and then 10,000 steps a day because I got to get amped up for Derek's Journeys Challenge. Hopefully y'all are going to be in that too, because that's a fun one. I'm super excited about the way he's structuring it this time with teams. So hopefully the team captains will be awesome and we can have a lot of fun with that too. So love everybody here. I think that is all I have for the night. Let me check really quick what I had in my kind of after the stream list. So, okay, the Sugar Challenge from Fight and Fitness with Sharon, Derek's Step Challenge, the Manifesting Hope series, and Mitch and Carlynn's channel. Yes, all the captions are awesome. Oh, captains. Yes, the captains. Oh, I know. I still don't, do y'all understand what the Skywalkers are? I wasn't on the premiere. I missed that because I was doing scouts with my kids, so I had to watch the replay. But is Skywalkers like another team of the challenge? Did you guys catch that, if anyone was on there? Because I kind of want to know what Nikki and G are doing. And I know they're probably way asleep right now. So I'm curious about that. They're just another team. Their first team. Okay. Because I was like, who are the Skywalkers? Is it like a super team or is it a regular team? I didn't quite get that. So that's kind of fun though. I do have a Balance Breaker shirt, so I'll be busting that out in November. I ordered it from Derek's Teespring link in his channel description just for fun. So love that. I think that is all I have tonight. I'm probably not going to add the after the stream stuff until tomorrow. Although it should be pretty easy, but I still need to look up all the channels and links and everything, so I'm probably not going to do that. Skywalkers versus Balance Breakers. No kidding. Okay. Oh, I should go back and look that up because now I'm super curious. That is really cool. Misty, did you follow Derek back then? I'm kind of curious, like, how long ago this was. Or I don't know how I missed that when I watched their video. But that's really cool. That's awesome. Love to hear it. So yeah, I will update those links tomorrow. I think everyone here knows about the step challenge, the sugar, and manifesting hope is just something that Mitch and Carlynn recommended. Carlynn did. If you want to look that up right now, I have it linked in the last stream because I thought it was really cool. Nikki talking about it. Okay. All right, and thank you for joining us. I know, or I'm guessing we still have Misty, Tashari, and Sarai here, so thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I love doing these. I feel like it helps me get my life together, get ready for the week. I still have like a couple hours until I need to figure out what I'm doing with this swim meet, which I still don't know. So I'm going to focus on that next. But it was great talking to you all and great being here. Thank you so much for tuning in and for your support. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I will talk to you guys not next week, but in 2 weeks, because next week I will be celebrating Halloween on the 31st. So I hope you guys have a great time, and I will see you soon. Bye.